Thigh review. Thigh review. Thigh review. Thigh review. Thigh review!
With the rerun of Gridman Universe, we have 2 new ships, a set of new Augment Modules and a new game feature. Hello and welcome. This is Neldrin and today, let's discuss the rerun of Gridman Universe and Azur collaboration. Watch my initial video on Gridman and Azur collaboration guide if you haven't seen it yet, as I will only cover the new content and additional ships in this video. Click here to visit the said video or look for the link in the description. For the 2 new ships, let's first take a look at Princess Hime. I haven't seen the Gridman Universe movie yet, and when I'm trying to look for information about her on the internet, I'm getting a different result. So I'm not sure if the name Princess Hime is correct or translation issue. Because if you translate it, it will be Princess. It sounds like that one harem anime that I like. The one with a Giga Chad protagonist with a lot of riz. Going back, based on the wiki, it seems that she's only addressed as Princess. Princess is a munition ship. Given that, she's a support for the Gridman ships in the fleet. Her blue skill, Hang In There, will increase the firepower and accuracy of her and the frontmost ship. If she has any cargo equipped, it will increase her tankiness and reduce in speed by 1. Princess speed is on a higher value, so the decrease of 1 is negligible. And the 15% damage reduction offers a high value if you compare it to the downside mentioned earlier. By equipping her signature Augment module, if the recipient is from Gridman Universe character, then that unit will enjoy an additional 2% boost. Well, except if it is herself, because the buff won't stacks. The Augment module also includes an additional barrage every 30 seconds. The pattern is highly similar to Yume's full burst. But because Princess firepower sucks, the barrage isn't that great in terms of damage. Her yellow skill, Promises, Love, and Expiration Dates, will fire a barrage every 10 seconds, which will increase the damage received if it is from a Gridman Universe character. This barrage prioritizes humanoid enemies. Princess also has 2 unique auxiliary equipment. You can only equip either one of them. The crab is the better choice for me, as it buffs more units compared to the dragon's restrictive, or rather, specific units receiving the buffs. Overall, Princess is a great ship, only if she is supporting a Gridman Universe fleet. At max level, she is the best among her hull type. She is more durable than Kashino. She boasts the best damage and speed due to having 1 extra gun and a higher speed stat. But because of her hull type, her specialty is support. And her skills only fully support Gridman Universe units. Other fleet compositions will only enjoy the 10-second buffs from her. And it will be preferable to use a different ship than her if that is the case. Next, the second is a supporting character in the Gridman Universe.
続いていってみましょう。こちらご覧ください。どうぞ。
はい、続いてこちらですね。はい。2代目の世界。
The second is an aviation battleship. Unlike the majority of aviation battleships, she equips fighter planes instead of seaplanes. Just like the new PR ship. Her red skill, Soundress Full Blast, increases her firepower and accuracy. This will also fire beams and missiles with a 70% chance of activation every time she fires her main gun. With her Augment module, the activation rate will become 100%. And will summon a Kaiju battleship every 25 seconds. The beam attack is strong against light armored enemies. This also ignores any enemy shields. Take note that the beam attack is dependent on her position. Placing the second as the flagship is almost required to fully utilize this skill. The missiles will prioritize targeting the humanoid enemies. The Kaiju battleship, on the other hand, will perform carpet bombing. This has consistent damage among all armor types. Her yellow skill, Melodic Blaster, will increase her aviation stats and fire one thick, green beam every 20 seconds. Similar to her red skill, the beam also depends on her position in the fleet. It will be better to place her in the flagship position. This will also heal a random vanguard ship in your fleet, regardless if it is from Gridman or not. The second is a healer/nuker ship. She can be a great healer ship for the mob fleet, however, her heals are limited for the vanguard. She got multiple barrages in the form of beams and bombers. For the longest time, aviation battleships are a meme in the game as all of them came from retrofitting battleships, reducing the number of main guns they have in exchange for seaplanes. But the second is highly similar to Kearsarge. Both sports 3 main guns in their arsenal with fighters instead of a seaplane. However, the second suffers from having a low reload, which makes her main gun or airstrike have, more or less, a 2-second delay. This might be negligible on quick battles, but this will hurt for prolonged battles, as the delay will accumulate and it will be noticeable. Let's discuss the new Gridman Augment Modules which were not included in the initial run. First is the big Goldburn Zentangle, the Augment Module for Chise. This will improve her blue skill. Before the improvement, the damage from the preloaded airstrike together with Goldburn's special bombing raid is slightly inferior to Aquila. But with the improvement, the buff from aviation increases Goldburn's damage too, which makes her a better choice when against light and medium enemy, while Aquila will be better against heavy armored enemies. Chise is already a strong ship on its own, and the improvement from the Augment Modules made her stronger and a solid choice among the aircraft carriers. For Rikka's Augment Module, the Primal Acceptor will increase her firepower and torpedo by 15%. 3 seconds after the start of the battle, she will summon Gridman. The transformation is visual only and doesn't affect her damage. Upon transforming, she fires a powerful grid beam once. The grid beam's width is relatively narrow, which might not hit its target consistently, especially when playing auto mode. This Augment Module will also improve her grid beam skill's damage. Next is the Dyna Wing for Yume. There's also a Dyna Wing costume sold separately, so don't get confused between them. The Augment Module for Yume will call Dynazenon after 15 seconds, and will last for about 15 seconds. Similar to Rikka, the change is visual only and the stats and damage will remain the same. This Augment Module also improves her yellow skill, Something Beam. This will add damage to the beam, and she will take reduced damage by 8%. As a heavy cruiser, the added tankiness is great. Before, I feel that she was a bit squishy for her ship type, but with the upgrade, bringing her to the frontmost position is now viable. Overall, the upgrade significantly improved her, both offensive and defensively. When Rikka, Chise, and Yume are on the same fleet and all are equipping their unique Augment Module, they will instead combine.
Let's try on!
Later, I'll discuss more about the combination. But for now, let's focus on other Augment Modules. When you equip Shinjo Akane with her exclusive equipment, her firepower and reload will increase. The equipment allows her to summon Alexis Karif 15 seconds after the battle starts, and will be in battle for 30 seconds. It's similar to Bismarck's Vice-Gerian. Alexis will automatically move and attack on its own, and usually positioned at the rear of the vanguard. It also performs attacks with armor-piercing shells and short-range beam attacks. The skill enhancement is for Akane's red skill, Energy Pulse. the activation rate becomes 100% and the explosive power is enhanced. When you equip Mujina with her exclusive equipment, her firepower and reload will increase. The equipment effect allows her to summon 2 Siren aircraft 5 seconds after the battle starts and let them attack for a certain period. The aircraft will fire small pellets at regular intervals. Unlike her skill, the interval between firing small pellets is faster. This will also improve her red skill Instant Domination Flame. With all the improvements, I think she has received significant improvements among the elite rarity ships in the Gridman Universe faction. She's stronger compared to most elite battleships, so if you have the opportunity, it's a good idea to use her. For Namiko and Hass. Well, it's not that I hate them or what. But there's nothing really to talk about on their Augment Modules, except that it improved their stats and skill. If you compare it to the others, nothing much is happening and I'm disappointed about it too. For me, it feels like Yostar just didn't love them. I was expecting the two will form a powered Xenon. Or full-powered Gridman together with Rikka. Because the two mentioned characters represent Gridman's assist weapons. They can't have confusion with the combination because there are only 3 slots for Vanguard. Making you decide which combination you want. Definitely, I am super disappointed with this missing potential. I'm an application developer, and I write code and programs for a living. I even made a rushed pseudocode on how to make it possible. It's not complicated. And I believe there's an even more efficient way to write this design. I just don't get why they didn't include it. Because from a technical perspective, there shouldn't be an issue. Maybe this is an oversight. But I'm not convinced if that is the case. Hopefully, they can add a small patch for this one.
Let's vote!
When Rikka, Chise, and Yume are on the same fleet and all are equipping their unique Augment Module, they will instead combine. Well, almost. Rikka and Yume will be replaced by Rogue Kaiser Gridman 3 seconds after the start of battle. Both ships cannot attack, activate skills, or activate equipment effects while in robot mode. Only Chise will remain. Rogue Kaiser Gridman's base stat depends on Rikka's stats, with the addition of her firepower and torpedoes getting tripled. The HP of Rogue Kaiser Gridman is based on the combined current HP of Rikka and Yume. And after the duration of the robot form, the remaining HP will be spread based on the ratio of their individual HP before the combination. In other words, the damage will be evenly shared among the two after the robot's duration. To transform into Rogue Kaiser Gridman, you only need the exclusive Augment Modules, and there's no need to equip any of Rikka's signature equipment. You have the freedom to use Rikka's equipment slots as you like. If Rogue Kaiser Gridman is defeated, it will count as both Rikka and Yume being defeated simultaneously. While it's rare to see Rogue Kaiser Gridman being defeated within the first 15 seconds. But if you use her in EX stages or exercises, be cautious about this possibility. After Rikka launches her opening torpedoes and transforms into Rogue Kaiser Gridman, her torpedo reload will not progress during the transformation. Upon reverting to her original form, the initial torpedo reload will be shortened to approximately 3 seconds of the progress made before the transformation. Rogue Kaiser Gridman does not possess any anti-air guns. It cannot intercept enemy aircraft at all. Normally, it should revert to its original form around the time when enemy aircraft appear, but depending on the stage and enemy aircraft speed, this specification might become a critical weakness. The transformation occurs 3 seconds after the start, so there is a timing issue where Rikka's slash and circus skill cannot be used before the transformation. However, after reverting to her original form, slash and circus will be activated. The skill reservation during the transformation still works, and when it becomes available, it will be triggered. This applies to Yume's dynamic cannon skill as well. It normally activates after 12 seconds, but it will be fired after the transformation. After the transformation is undone, there will be simultaneous deployment of skills that couldn't be activated during robot form, including the skills that activate at a specific time. Yume transforms into Dynazenon after the combination, firing multiple something beams, making her quite busy. If you use the second as your main fleet, you can enjoy the fun of simultaneous beam attacks. With the introduction of a combination feature in Azur, it opens a possibility of combination play among the existing roster of ships we have. Similar on how Rocket was first introduced on Ticonderoga's skill, before we got the AP rocket plane. The slash attacks that are now widely used by Augment Module and some of the ship's skill were initiated by Ometa. In my opinion, I think Yostar is testing out this new feature, and this event is the perfect platform for it. It's been more than a year since the Augment Module was introduced. And a new game feature would be nice if the game wants to stay fresh. As mentioned earlier, I'm still disappointed that they didn't maximize this feature. Still, I'm hoping that we can enjoy this combination play on our beloved ships, as it will be cool to see some variations and spice to our fleet building, and possibly make weak ships not disposable. How about you? What are your thoughts on the game right now? I know it's late to publish this, as there are a lot of work to do recently with my day job. I'm not complaining, and I appreciate all the support from you guys. Hope you enjoy this video and let me know which content you want to see. I'm keeping notes on all of your suggestions. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video to support my channel. You guys are awesome, and see you next time.